You know, in the world of data, information is almost always stored in separate places. You've got a list of customers over here, a list of their orders way over there. But how do we connect those dots? Well, today, we're going to explain the fundamental database concept that makes it all work: linking related information.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Imagine our data is organized, but it's split up into different tables, kind of like separate islands of information. On one island, we have a list of all our students. On another, we have our professors. So the big question is, how do we build a bridge to connect a specific student to their specific professor? Let's actually look at the data.
First up, we've got our faculty table. It's super simple. It has the professor's name and a unique F code. Now, this code is really important. It's the table's primary key. Think of it like a unique ID for every single professor. No two can ever have the same one.
And next, here's our students table with all their details. But hey, look at that last column, F code. That looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? And right there, that's our puzzle. How do we use this code that they share to connect each student to their professor's actual name from that other table? The solution is to create a formal, kind of unbreakable link between these tables. And we do that using a really powerful database feature called a foreign key.
So what is it? Well, essentially, a foreign key in our students table points directly to the primary key in the faculty table. It's literally the bridge that connects our separate islands of data, turning two simple lists into a single, connected, and relational system. So how do we actually build this bridge? In the database language SQL, it's pretty much a three-step command. First, you define the F code column in the students table. Second, you officially declare that column as a foreign key. And third, and this is the most crucial part, you tell it that this key references the F code in the faculty table. With that, it's no longer just a piece of text. It's an active, live pointer to that other table.
Now, this link doesn't just connect data. It actually creates a super important rule called referential integrity. So, what on earth does that actually mean in practice? It means the database itself starts enforcing consistency. You can't just go and delete a professor's record if students are still assigned to them. The database will literally stop you and say, nope, you have to deal with those student records first. It protects the relationship and prevents what we call orphaned data.
So, we have the link, it's solid. Now let's try to actually combine the tables to see the student and faculty names together. What do you think would happen if we just, ask the database to show us everything from both tables at once, without giving it any real instructions?
We can try a really simple query like this one, just listing both tables with a comma between them. I mean, it seems logical enough, right? Let's see what happens. Whoa, okay, what just happened here? We only have 4 students and 4 professors, but we got back 16 rows of just nonsense. Look at this. Student SO1 is apparently taught by every single professor at the same time. This is not the clean list we wanted. This is pure data chaos. This chaotic mess actually has a specific name. It's called the Cartesian product. Let's take a second and break down what just happened and why our simple-looking query produced this huge, totally wrong table. The database, because we didn't give it any specific instructions on how to connect the tables, it basically just shrugged and did the only thing it could think of. It matched every single row from the first table with every single row from the second table. 4 students times 4 faculty gives us 16 messy, meaningless combinations.
So the crucial point here is without a specific instruction on how to join the tables using that foreign key we made, the database just assumes you want every possible pairing. It's a powerful operation if you ever actually need it, but it's an absolute disaster if you don't.
And just so you know the lingo, in database terms, this result has 6 total columns. That's called the degree, and 16 total rows, which is the cardinality. It's the predictable, mathematical result of our naive query, and it is definitely not what we were looking for. Okay, so clearly, the Cartesian product is not our friend here. We need a much smarter way to combine our tables, one that actually uses that powerful foreign key link we worked so hard to establish.
So, how do we fix this whole mess? Well, instead of just listing the tables, we connect them with a natural join command. This is a direct instruction to the database. We're basically saying, hey, find the column that these 2 tables have in common, in this case it's F code, and use that to match the rows up correctly.
And there you go. That brilliantly illustrates the difference. Just look at that. A perfect 4-row table where each student is correctly lined up with their professor.
Now, a quick pro tip here. While natural join worked like a charm this time, a lot of developers actually avoid it. That's because it relies on the column names matching perfectly, which can be a little risky. They usually prefer a more explicit command like inner join on, because it lets them state exactly which columns to join on, leaving absolutely nothing to chance.
So why did we go through all of this? What's the big takeaway from understanding foreign keys, avoiding those crazy Cartesian products, and using proper joins?
It's really all about building intelligent, reliable systems. Foreign keys make sure your data relationships are valid and protected. And using the right joins lets you unlock the true power of those relationships, turning separate lists of data into concrete, meaningful answers. This is the very foundation of how modern databases really work.
And you know, this isn't just about students and professors. It's customers and their orders, it's blog posts and their comments, it's songs and their artists. This simple concept of linking tables is the invisible architecture behind our entire connected digital world. So the next time you use an app, think about it. What hidden connections are being joined together just to bring you that information? Thanks for watching.